A 10-year-old, remember we reported on this, had to, take a urine, was in the car by himself, decided to do it discreetly. Cop pulls up, puts him on arrest. Charges have been dropped. Put up the picture. This was such an insane story. When I give you the twists and turns, your blood is going to boil because they literally convicted this kid, okay? So Mississippi judge has now dismissed the case against a child who was arrested in August for public urination. Tate County Youth Court Judge Rusty Harlow dismissed the case against the young Quantavious Eason, now 11, who was arrested for urinating in a parking lot. He needs to relieve himself. He does it discreetly. Cop pulls up, all right? So Quantavious was arrested and transported to the Senatobia Police Department after he relieved himself on private property near his mother's vehicle because signs said there were no public restrooms. He looked at them, he read them. It said no public restrooms here. He said, well, damn, I still have to go. And so he makes a decision, does it discreetly, gets arrested. So the boy's mother, Latanya Eason, said at a news conference in September, an officer who was driving by spotted her son, stopped and went inside the business to look for her. Eason said she admonished her son, who was 10 years old at that time, for his behavior, and the officer seemed satisfied. So basically, mom says, hey, you know better than that. You could have come and got me, right? Officer's like, all right, just make sure he knows not to do things like that in public. Cool, no problem. Then another officer arrives. This is for a 10-year-old urinating, all right? Urinating is not happening anymore. More cops pull up, including the lieutenant. They got a supervisor here now, serious situation. And her son was then arrested because when the lieutenant came, lieutenant changed the whole spirit of things. Eason asked for an apology and the firing of several officers involved in the incident. Quantavious was sentenced to 3 months probation and assigned a 2-page book report on the late NBA player Kobe Bryant. And you got to write about Kobe Bryant, young man, for what you've done. During a December youth court hearing, Mr. Moore told CNN, Eason was not declared delinquent, was not in need of supervision, and was not adjudicated, okay? So you never should have come to the place of probation. Days later, Mr. Moore responded saying the boy's family refused to sign the probation agreement. You damn right. We cannot, according to the statement, we cannot in good conscience accept a probation agreement that treats a 10-year-old child as a criminal. The terms proposed are not in the best interest of our client, and we will take all necessary steps to challenge them, Moore said in the statement. The same day, the attorney filed a motion to have the case dismissed, stating it should be dismissed in its entirety because the arresting officer has been terminated for exceeding or executing an improper arrest on a minor, okay? Now you got fruit from a poisonous tree, basically. The filing also noted that Eason was 10, no criminal record, and with the mental culpability of a child that age. All facts here. The reason why that's important is because juvenile courts basically take what's called a contractual standard for the juvenile, meaning the state of mind or the frame of mind has to be taken into consideration, all right? So that's how juvenile court works. The officer involved with this August incident was terminated about 10 days after the arrest. The police department did not release the officer's name. The officer's decisions violated our written policies and went against our prior training on how to deal with these situations. An August statement from the police chief said the other officers would be disciplined, it added. Now I want to remind you, not only did they give this kid 3 months probation and some kind of ridiculous essay assignment, they also put as a stipulation that the kid has to go through drug screening. And for Mr. Moore, the attorney, he said, this is what you give to an adult who's actually committed a crime, not a 10-year-old child. So he advised, don't sign that damn probation agreement. Let me file this motion to dismiss, get this before a judge with some sense. And that's exactly what happened. And the case has been dismissed over a 10-year-old child. But you know this was not about a 10-year-old child. This was about putting Black people in their place. Cop was fired for doing so or attempting to do so. It's insane. Wosny, hell of a case. Saga is over, but the psychological trauma is going to stay with this child for a while.
It's a great outcome, honestly, for something so horrible to happen. These guys, everybody involved should be dealt with and should be embarrassed. And oftentimes, you hear these cats, cops anyway, talk about the oath that they take, and they almost talk about policing, as if it's sort of a calling, like it's a virtue, like people who, go into the priesthood or fellowship of some sort. When you lay in bed at night thinking about the job that you have to do as a cop, putting collars on 10-year-olds, that just can't be what it's about. This is horrible, and I'm glad these cats got dealt with.
Yeah.